Women don't fall in love with what you say. They fall in love with how their body feels around you. They think attraction is built through words, effort, or perfect timing, compliments, plans, consistency. But emotional attachment doesn't form from what you do on the surface. It forms from how she feels when she's around you, often before she can explain it. What pulls a woman in isn't performance. It's the emotional signal you transmit without trying. Today, I'm not giving tactics, scripts, or say this advice. We're breaking down the psychological conditions that quietly create emotional bonding, the kind that happens beneath awareness. Point 1. How you handle distance. Here's where most men expose themselves. When she goes quiet, slows replies, creates space. She's not disappearing, she's watching. Do you panic, over-message, seek reassurance, or do you remain calm, unrushed, unaffected? A composed response sends a powerful message. I'm stable, I don't need to chase control. That emotional steadiness creates safety, and safety is the gateway to attachment. Point 2. Your stability during emotion. Many men crumble when emotions enter the room. They rush to fix, they defend, they explain. But the man she bonds with doesn't scramble. He stays present. You don't interrupt. You don't correct her feelings. You don't make it about you. You listen without needing resolution. Because what she's testing isn't your solutions. It's your emotional backbone. Once she sees that her feelings don't destabilize you, trust forms quietly. Point 3. How you protect your energy. There's something deeply attractive about a man who doesn't leak his peace. You're not always available. You don't reply out of fear. You don't over-explain to earn approval. That restraint communicates self-worth. Calm boundaries speak louder than emotional noise. Women are drawn to men who value their internal state, not because it's cold, but because it signals leadership. Point 4. How you respond to her off days. She's watching how you treat her when she's not glowing, when she's uncertain, when she's emotional, when she's imperfect. Do you criticize, withdraw, minimize, or do you remain grounded without rescuing or shaming? Women don't attach to men who idealize them. They attach to men who make imperfection feel safe. That's where emotional trust takes root. Point 5. Leadership without force. True leadership doesn't dominate. It creates direction. You decide calmly. You move with intention. You don't argue for control. And something shifts. She relaxes. Not because you demanded it, but because your presence removes pressure. That relief is emotional oxygen. And oxygen deepens bonds. Point 6. Allowing connection to unfold. Most men push intimacy too fast. They overshare. They interrogate silence. They demand depth before safety exists. But the man she remembers lets the bond breathe. You allow space. You let her reveal herself naturally. You don't rush emotional milestones. And when she opens up, you listen to understand, not to respond. That patience creates depth that lasts. Point 7. The life you're building. Here's the paradox. The less you need her to complete you, the more compelling you become. Your life has momentum, purpose, forward motion. You don't sell your vision, you live it. She doesn't feel responsible for your happiness, and that freedom pulls her closer. Neediness repels, direction attracts. Point 8. Your emotional center. Let's clear something up. Being emotionally composed isn't being distant. It's being anchored. You don't spiral. You don't react to every shift. You don't let uncertainty hijack your behavior. She notices. And when she realizes her emotional waves don't knock you off balance, curiosity turns into attraction. Attraction turns into connection. So if you want to understand how women truly fall, stop obsessing over what to say. Focus on who you are when nothing is happening. Because love doesn't attach to words. It attaches to presence. Be the man who feels steady in chaos, attentive in silence, whole without needing validation. If this clicked, hit like and subscribe to Psych of Attraction. And remember, don't pursue love. Become the kind of man love moves toward.